Every tragedy begins with a scream. Sometimes it just walks in, suitcase in hand. In today's episode of Echoes of Temptation, you will follow the story of a man who left everything behind to start over. He rebuilt his life with discipline, pain, and a relentless fight. And just when he finally thought he was safe, he opened the door to someone from his past. But what seemed like a reunion was something else entirely. Prepare yourself for a true story, filled with truths that many prefer to ignore. If you have ever felt deceived by someone who claimed to love you, this story is for you. Hit the like button, subscribe to the Echoes of Temptation channel, and hold on tight, because here the truth arrives unfiltered. I remember the day I closed the door of that house for the last time. The same house where my mother died in the living room, waiting for a test result that never came. The same one my father left one night, only to return in a coffin 3 days later. It was as if every wall had a hole in it. And I'm not just talking about the bricks. The city where I was born gave me everything I never wanted to carry. I had no one left, no excuse to stay. I spent a year studying as if my life depended on it, because, deep down, it did. I passed the police academy exam and was called to the Capitol. I just grabbed a backpack and went. The beginning was hard. A tiny room at the back of a boarding house, sharing a bathroom with two guys who wouldn't even say goodnight. The routine was brutal. Wake up early, uniform, training, patrol, come back, eat whatever, and fall into bed, broken. But every day there was a new brick laid. For the first time, I felt like I was building something that was mine. Nobody knew me. Nobody knew about my grief, my failures, or the past I had locked away in my hometown. It was what I wanted. A clean slate. I just didn't know that the thing that would eventually knock me down would also come from the past. After a while, I graduated from the training course. Now, I was a real cop. Full uniform, gun on my hip, a demanding schedule, and respect on the street. I had overcome a hurdle that most people from my past wouldn't even have the courage to attempt. It wasn't easy, and it wasn't glamorous, but it was dignified. I had my own place, my own salary, my own life. A little peace, even if the world outside was still exploding. It was a random Saturday, a quiet shift. The sun was cracking the asphalt, and in strange silence filled the patrol car's radio. I was at the station, waiting for the end of my shift, when my phone vibrated. It was an unknown number. I opened it on impulse. "Hey, Rafa, I wonder if you still remember me." The name was there. Amanda. Remember? I had never forgotten. The girl who lived 2 houses down, who laughed loudly, who would show up with my mother at the market as if she were her own daughter, who made me nervous whenever she touched my arm. She was a part of my story, the light part, before everything went wrong. The message continued. "I'm coming to the Capitol. I really need some help. I don't know where else to turn." She explained that the situation at home had become a living hell. Fights with her mother, a stepfather she didn't trust, debts piling up. She said she was trying to start over, that she'd had an interview for a job at a clothing store in a nearby mall, and that she wanted to leave her hometown for good. She asked for my help finding a place to stay for the first few weeks, just until she got on her feet. I replied, without a second thought, "Stay at my place. I have a spare room." I was living alone now, in a simple but tidy apartment. 2 bedrooms, a full fridge, a decent sofa. After so much effort, I had managed to buy my first car, used, but mine. Having Amanda there, with everything under control, was almost like showing her that the kid from down the street had made it. She thanked me, her words full of emotion. She said I had no idea how much it meant to her. I smiled to myself. Oh, I knew. And deep down, a part of me was happy she had come, happy to be able to offer something, to be in the position of the one who helps, not the one who begs. I just didn't realize that the help she needed was far greater than I could have imagined. The first few days were peaceful. Amanda would wake up early, get ready, go to interviews, and come back tired. I would leave what I could ready for her. A prepared dinner, fresh coffee. She would thank me, smile, and say she would pay me back. And I believed her. The store at the mall where she'd interviewed didn't end up calling her back. But she kept looking, knocking on doors, and she landed a job at a women's clothing store in a downtown gallery. The pay was low, but it was a start. She bought a few little things with her first paycheck. She brought me a t-shirt that she swore was totally me. Small gestures that, to me, were worth a lot. Our routine settled. We'd have breakfast together, then each go our separate ways. At night, we'd meet again. We'd watch a series, talk about our day. One day, we held each other's gaze a little longer than we should have. The next, we fell asleep on the same sofa. Before I knew it, we were sharing a bed and everything else. It felt like something real was starting to grow between us. It was only after that I started to include her in my plans. I put some of the bills in both our names. I offered her rides to work. I took her to a get-together at the battalion. She behaved well, kept to herself, a bit shy, watching more than she spoke. "I'm just not one of those people who likes to be the center of attention," she said. Fine. I respected that. Deep down, I was proud. Proud to have someone at home, someone waiting for me, someone who would listen. But slowly, I started to notice things. Sometimes she would get irritated over nothing, then pretend it was just fatigue. Sometimes she would disappear into her phone, and when I asked, she'd change the subject. One time, I went to get a towel from the closet in the guest room, the one she used before she moved into mine. Everything was a mess. The shoebox was open, a backpack tossed aside, an old cell phone hidden inside a toiletry bag. Just then, she appeared behind me, fast. "Are you looking for something?" Her voice was dry, almost aggressive. "A towel. There are no clean ones in our closet. This room is a bit messy. I'll clean it up later." She smiled, but her body said something else. "But you know how your head says one thing, and your heart tells it to shut up? Well, I shut it up. I thought it was my own insecurity, that it was unfair to mistrust someone I'd known since we were kids. And that's where I made my first real mistake. I trusted more than I observed. After that day, I went on with my life as if nothing had happened. The scene in the guest room rattled around in my head for a few days, but I pushed it away. I chose to believe it was all in my head. that she was just a mess, like everyone gets sometimes. So, I continued to do what I had gotten used to doing. I stayed silent. It was in that state of mind that Amanda came to talk to me. Love, can I ask you something? I looked at her with the caution of someone who still wanted to believe everything was fine. You can. It's about Diego, my cousin. Diego. The name pulled a stray memory from my childhood. We must have been 10 or 11. He would show up during school holidays, spend a few weeks with his aunt, Amanda's mother, and then disappear back to the countryside where he lived. He was quiet, kept to himself. I was never close to him, never friends. He wants to come to the capital. He's in a difficult situation. I frowned. What kind of situation? He borrowed money from a loan shark to open a business, a kiosk or something. But it all went wrong. He's being threatened. His mom kicked him out after a fight. He has nowhere to stay, Rafa. Silence. And you want him to stay here? Just for a little while, until he gets on his feet. I promise he won't be in your way. He's desperate, Rafa. She took my hand. You know what it's like to fall and have no one to help you. That got me. She knew. She knew exactly where to press. And right there, I faltered again. Even with the warning lights flashing in the back of my mind, I put on the cape of the understanding guy one more time. All right, but just for a little while? Thank you, my love. Really. On Saturday, Diego arrived. Clean shirt, trimmed beard, a backpack on his shoulders, and a smile that looked rehearsed. Hey, Rafael. Thanks so much for having me, man. I know it's not easy. I'll try to stay as invisible as possible. He extended his hand firmly, holding my gaze just long enough to seem sincere, but not invasive. I shook it, firmly, sizing him up. No problem. Amanda watched us, tense. He'll stay in the guest room. I just had a feeling. The guy walked in with a good guy act. Discreet, polite, helpful. But something about all that effort put me on edge. The house was the same, but the air was not. At first, Diego seemed to make an effort to maintain his good guy role. He helped with the dishes, washed what he used, kept his room in order. Amanda was constantly mediating, trying to keep the atmosphere light. But little by little, they started to get too close. It began with long conversations in the kitchen. Then came the easy laughter at inside jokes I didn't get. One night, I came home from my shift, and the two of them were side by side in the kitchen, chopping vegetables, laughing about something. What's this scene here? I joked. Diego's good in the kitchen. Can you believe it? She said, smiling. I'm teaching her how to chop an onion without crying, he added. I tried to laugh along, but it felt like I'd missed the timing of the conversation. With time, they started playing mobile games together. They would spend hours glued to their phones, headphones in, laughing and cheering with every victory. I would walk through the living room and see the two of them there, captivated. Sometimes, Amanda would lean against him without even noticing. He would respond with jokes, teasing her. One night, I came home and they were sunk into the sofa, almost shoulder to shoulder, laughing at something on their phone. Good night, love, she said, without looking up. We're just finishing a match. I'll give you a hug in a second. Diego glanced at me, gave a half smile, and said, Hey there, my man. It wasn't what they said. It was the way they said it. The light tone, the intimacy, the easy laughter. As if he was the one she could really be herself with. And I was just an extra in the story. The two of them would talk about movies I'd never seen, shows I didn't know existed, memes that went right over my head. "It's not that you're boring, love," she'd say. "It's just that he has the same stupid sense of humor as me." It wasn't malicious, it was sincere, and that hurt more. I found myself trying to get into their conversations, bringing up topics I wasn't interested in, forcing a laugh at the nonsense they found hilarious, just so I wouldn't be left out. But deep down, I already was. It was as if my house had become the stage for a life I was only watching. And even though nothing explicit was happening, everything inside me was screaming that this was already a betrayal, not a physical one, but an emotional one. And worse, she didn't even seem to notice. I wasn't looking for anything. I swear to God, we fool ourselves into thinking that the people who discover cheating are the ones who go digging for it. But sometimes, the filth just spills out on its own. It was a Sunday morning. Amanda had left early, said she was meeting a friend from work. Diego was in his room, or at least I thought he was. I got out of the shower and saw her phone vibrating on the kitchen counter. A notification on the screen. "Missing you already, you little tease." The contact name, D. My blood ran cold. I just stared at it, as if the screen itself could give me the context. D. I didn't have to think hard. It could only be Diego. And then, suddenly, everything started to line up. The two of them playing on their phones together all the time. The inside jokes. The way she laughed more freely with him than with me. Dai. My stomach twisted into a knot. I didn't even touch the phone. I just stood there. That's when the front door opened. Amanda walked in, hurried, with a slightly forced smile. Carla had to leave early. A problem at her mom's house. She looked around as if searching for something. "Where's my phone?" I nodded my head towards the counter. "It's there." "Oh, phew. I thought I left it in the Uber." She came over to me. She looked at me with a desire I hadn't seen in a long time. She grabbed the phone, glanced at me for a second with that look she got when she wanted to control everything and pretend she wasn't. "I'm going to take a shower." She walked down the hall, then turned back with a smirk. "Wait for me in the bedroom. I miss you. I have a surprise for you." She went into our bathroom, leaving the door ajar. The water started running, and I just stood there, numb. A few minutes later, she came out wearing only a towel. She dropped it slowly. She looked at me in a way she hadn't in a long time. She jumped on top of me. She moved differently, looser, bolder, as if she were trying to erase some guilt or prove something. She asked for things she had never asked for before. I went along with it. The moment was good, intense, hot. But when it was over, as I lay there, staring at the ceiling, I started putting the pieces together. Ever since Diego had arrived, she had been cold for weeks. Sex was always quick, without connection, more out of routine than desire. And now, out of nowhere, this avalanche. Why? Was she trying to distract me? Was she using me to put out a fire? Or worse, was she sleeping with me while thinking about D? That Monday, I came home from work early. I already knew what I had to do. I walked into the house and found Amanda lying on the sofa, wearing only a pair of shorts and a thin top, staring at her phone. When she saw me, she straightened up instantly. "You're home early. We need to talk," I said. Diego wasn't there. It was just the two of us. She dropped her phone into her lap. "What is it? Did something happen?" "Who's D?" Her eyes froze, just for a second, but I saw it. "Who?" I saw a message on your phone last night. Already miss you. It was flirty. The contact was saved as D. She forced a smile. Oh, that must have been from a group chat, honey. Just some random thing. Show me. Now? Now. She picked up her phone, unlocked it, and opened her contacts, scrolling from top to bottom. See for yourself. There's no D. I took the phone from her. I went through everything. Nothing. No recently deleted conversations. No strange notifications. It was clean. Too clean. You deleted it, didn't you? So that's it? You think I'm seeing someone else? That I'd save a contact with a single letter just to deceive you? I think you made something disappear that I saw with my own two eyes. She sighed and stood up, taking 2 steps toward me. Rafael, do you trust me or not? I did trust you. Silence. This isn't the real problem, is it? She said, her voice changing. You're talking about a problem here, in this house. Good. You finally noticed. Is that it? You think there's something going on between me and Diego? I stared at her for a long moment. Great. You figured it out all by yourself. Now I see where this is going, she shot back. He's my cousin, Rafael. My cousin. We were raised like siblings. You've changed since he got here. You're seeing things that aren't there. I see how you laugh with him, share everything with him. You spend more time with him than you do with me. You look at me like I'm an obligation, and you treat him like he's your entertainment. That's unfair, she said. What's unfair, I retorted, is a guy who came to stay for a few days and is now a part of the house, the routine, even our bed. Because even when we make love, you don't seem to be with me. And just then, the hallway door opened. Diego appeared with the look of someone who had been listening. I was just looking for something. I swear, I didn't mean to interrupt. You won't be interrupting anymore, I said. Pack your things. You're leaving tonight. Amanda tried to step between us. Rafael, calm down. It's not his fault. If you don't agree, you can go with him. Silence. Diego took a step back. All right, I'll go. He went into his room and closed the door. Amanda just stood there, her face tense, her eyes wet with tears. What happened to you? I woke up. You're judging me based on a message you think you saw? It's not just that. Then what is it? It's the way you are around him. I never noticed. And that's the problem. She came to me, cupping my face in her hands, crying now. I'm so sorry if I made you feel less than. I swear I didn't realize. She picked up her phone again, unlocked it, and handed it to me. Here, my entire life. Social media, messages, photos. Look. I took it. I searched through it all. Again. Nothing. And that's when I realized the worst kind of betrayal is the one you can't prove, but you can feel it. Diego left that same night. With a backpack slung over his shoulder, he said he didn't want to cause any more friction. Thanks for everything, Rafa. Really. I just nodded. Amanda watched from a distance, leaning against the hallway door. She didn't hug him, didn't even get close. She just observed, as if a transaction was being concluded. Good luck, he said. You too. He got in the elevator and was gone. And the atmosphere inside the apartment felt different. That night, she came to me softly. She lay down beside me, pulling me close without a word. Her touch was slow, warm, different from the week before. There was less performance and more need. And even as my mind was screaming, my body gave in. We made love. Afterwards, she fell asleep on my chest, just like she used to in the beginning. In the days that followed, it felt like something had clicked back into place. We talked more. We cooked together. She laughed at my jokes. She even stopped playing games on her phone so much. I wanted to believe everything was okay. Until one random Wednesday, coming home early, I saw a guy crossing the street. Baseball cap, shorts, a backpack. A wave of deja vu washed over me. Diego? I slowed the car. The guy didn't see me. He turned onto my building's street. My heart seized. I parked 2 blocks away and went up as if nothing had happened. When I opened the door, Amanda came out of the bathroom wrapped in a towel. Finally, she said, kissing my cheek. I was waiting for you. I missed you so much. I smiled on the outside, but inside, something was clawing at me again. The next day, I requested leave from work. I spoke to my commanding officer, giving him a vague explanation. I have some family matters to sort out, sir. He approved it on the spot. I left the barracks and went straight to the apartment of Hugo, one of the most loyal guys in my unit. I sat down with him and told him everything. I need you to find out what you can about Diego, where he's been, who he's with, and what he's doing. What do you suspect? He asked. I don't know, but it's nothing good. I returned home as if it were a normal day. I didn't tell Amanda anything. Every morning, I left at the usual time. In uniform, armed, my routine intact. But I wasn't going to the battalion. I was watching from a distance, and she seemed perfect. A homebody, discreet, loving. But I knew that those who hide things well hide them twice as well. A week later, I met Hugo. I waited in my car on a street parallel to mine. He arrived with a grim expression. I found out, he said. Diego's involved in trafficking. Since he came back to the city, he's linked up with a heavy crew from the South Zone. He said he was looking for a job, but he's been moving product for them. What kind of product? Coke. And you remember that debt from back home? It wasn't with some loan shark. He stole a shipment and sold it to a rival faction. Son of a bitch. I barely had time to process it when Hugo slowly turned his head from the passenger seat. Man, look over there. I followed his gaze. It was Diego. Cap, white t-shirt, phone in hand, walking toward my building. My blood ran cold. It can't be. I got out of the car without thinking. Rafa, calm down, Hugo warned. He's going inside. I started walking fast. Diego turned the corner onto my street. He walked into the lobby. He's in. What was he doing there? I followed him. Steady. No scene, but ready for anything. The only reason it didn't all go to hell was because Hugo was with me. The elevator opened. The hallway seemed narrower than ever. The door to my apartment was ajar. I pushed it open. Diego was inside, rummaging through his backpack, calm, as if he owned the place. Son of a bitch. My fist clenched on its own. The punch landed square on his jaw. Diego staggered and fell to the floor. Amanda screamed, Rafael, no! He just came to get a document he forgot. I turned to her, my eyes burning. Shut up, Amanda. Just shut up. I tried to lunge at him again, but Hugo grabbed me by the shoulders, holding me back. Diego was on the floor, coughing, wiping blood from the corner of his mouth. It's not what you think, Amanda sobbed, trying to touch me. Take the clothes, the memories, the trash you brought with you. I cut her off. but you are taking nothing else from this place. Hugo stood between me and Diego, a human barrier. Diego staggered to his feet, his nose clearly broken. He wouldn't look at me, didn't have the courage. She grabbed the backpack, some scattered clothes, and they both left. The door slammed shut. I stood there, breathing deep, trying to control the storm inside me. I had come so close, so very close, to throwing away my career, my freedom, and my life for two cowards. The days that followed were filled with silence. Amanda sent messages, called, even left a note at the building's gate. I didn't answer. Every time my phone buzzed, I remembered what I had seen, what I had felt, and indifference became my shield. I returned to the barracks with my head held high. I focused on my training, started going out with my brothers in arms again. I passed an internal promotion exam. The uniform felt heavier on my shoulders, but it also commanded more respect. With every step forward, I was leaving behind the mess she had tried to make of my life. 2 months later, the news broke. Diego had been executed in an ambush, and Amanda was with him. She was carrying his backpack when the shots were fired. The police arrived minutes later. She was on her knees, crying beside his body, but she wouldn't let go of the backpack. A female officer grew suspicious. "What's in there?" Amanda stammered, saying it was just his things. They opened the backpack right there on the sidewalk. Drugs. A lot of them. Diego had been using Amanda as a shield, a safe courier, thinking she wouldn't attract attention. But his time ran out. Amanda was arrested on the spot. As she was being led to the station in handcuffs, I was climbing the ranks. While she was trading tears for prison bars, I was trading sweat for recognition. Life had delivered its sentence. And the only thing I thought that night, staring at the ceiling of my empty room, was that I had saved the only life that truly mattered. Mine. And that is how Rafael took back control of his own life. While Diego met the tragic end he had chosen, and Amanda paid the price for every lie she told, Rafael moved on. Because the truth is, when betrayal enters, love leaves. On Echoes of Temptation, this story isn't just about infidelity. It's about consequences. It's about life's justice. And it's about never forgetting that those who play with trust will sooner or later pay the price. If this story resonated with you, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Here on Echoes of Temptation, every week we bring you real, unfiltered stories that show the true cost of our choices. Until the next video.